After 4 months of working non-stop on the boat with endless projects left to finish, we decided it was time to take a break from the boat and time to pretend that autumn is the new summer, making up for the summer we had misplaced this year. So we headed out to some gravel roads to find a campsite or two with no other people and little to no cell service. The first night, we found this 4x4 access-only campsite along the river. No problem.
Look at that.
So clear.
I wonder if it's gonna get warm enough to actually go swimming.
So tonight we got to our campsite, set up our tent, got everything ready. We're ready to start a fire and realized we don't have a lighter.
Feel so prepared today.
Yeah, we're on our game. So we're driving all the way back to Lake Cowichan. It's about 20-25K. So that we can buy a lighter and then come back and hopefully make some dinner because we're both pretty hungry. It's a good thing it's a beautiful drive. And the road's actually pretty nice. It's not super rough, so that's awesome. We bought 4 lighters and put them in different places so we wouldn't have this problem again, and then made a nice dinner on the fire. The next morning we woke up to a light fog. Nice stick. We didn't see any other people while we were in this camp spot. It was so tranquil, peaceful, and private. It was perfect.
I don't know how we're gonna flip those, but again, with the cooking utensils, we didn't bring any. I found a piece of bark from an alder tree and I sharpened it.
And now it's a flipper!
Sort of.
Kind of. Also, the water wasn't warm enough to swim, but we did it anyway. We only stayed here one night because we wanted to visit some new spots. packed up camp after last night, and we're just kind of out here exploring, trying to find caves, trying to find some like cool old growth sand, I guess, and then maybe going to Carmana Walbrand Park. But we've never been out this way before, so we're just kind of stopping and looking at stuff, watching out for logging trucks. So we think we just found this stand of old growth that's on the map. There's not a real trail in there. We're gonna go bushwhacking and hope we can find some cool stuff in there. You can kind of see here the tips of the trees. So those tips up there, that's the old growth. And it's just like a little bit of a stand left. Bushwhacking attempt. Big one. Oh, really?
Yeah, the chipmunk burrow. We're filled with stash.
The winter collection.
And look at this, it's like a little fairy hole.
Oh, yeah.
Rocks all neatly placed out. No, out of there, Max. Get. I bet you that's where the mother lode is.
Just found the lonely Doug. This is a Douglas fir tree that was left standing in the middle of a clear cut. I'm not really sure what the story is behind why they left it, but it's a pretty gnarly tree. It's been photographed a super ton. You can find lots of information on it on the internet. And I've been meaning to come out here for quite a while. So you can see Logan there. He's just a little guy. And so yeah, it's a pretty big tree. And this whole valley used to be full of trees like that. As you can see now, there's stumps. So there's protests going on right now pretty close to here for people trying to save a valley of old growth trees, because something like 86% of our old growth has been logged, but a pretty high percentage of that 14% that's left is actually non-productive old growth. So there's a few really kind of productive, beautiful, lush stands of old growth left that lots of us believe should be left, because old growth is very special. It's like every old growth tree holds its own kind of like ecosystem, and old growth forests just feel completely different than any other forest you'll ever be in. Like, look at the size of this tree. This is insane. Well, stump, sorry. It was a tree. So we'll leave a link in the description for the Ancient Forest Alliance, which is an organization here on the island that's working to try to protect as much old growth as they can. We're hoping to go to Avatar Grove later today, which is also one of the areas that they've protected. It's absolutely beautiful. To me, and to Logan anyway, we believe that the more old growth we can save, the better, because there is such a small amount left. They're a cultural point, they're a spiritual point, they're an ecosystem. Like, there's no... Most of the island right now is planted tree farms, it's plantations, and all of that is owned by logging companies who have the right to log it. When we make these arguments about the logging industry, it's not against that logging, it's against specifically that low percentage of old growth that's still left that we want to see still available, so we can take the future generations to those things. Like, I don't know, there's just no way to explain what it feels like to be in an old growth forest until you're in it. And it's just like this all-encompassing hug. It feels like everything's calmer, you can breathe better. Like that Japanese idea of forest bathing, it's like the healthiest forest bathing happens when you're in an old growth forest. Yeah, that's my spiel about old growth logging and old growth forests and why they mean so much. Sometimes I just sit there and think about Avatar Grove and how much I love it and how much I want to be in it. And it just brings my heart some happiness and some peace. So we made it. Logan looking absolutely huge next to the tree. Then we went to a classic, productive old growth forest down the road a little. Ironically, after hanging out with old growth all day, we found a perfect camping spot in a clear cut on the way back. The sunset was even more stunning than it looks on video, and the night was perfect and calm. The next morning, we woke up to a perfect sunrise, made breakfast, and hit the road home. Thank you so much for watching, and please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. It really helps us out. Special thanks to our patrons for supporting this video. Only 2 more videos until we are back in the water.